Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Brian Hecht. I'm bass trombonist with the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra, and here we are at Symphony Hall in Atlanta, Georgia. I've received a few emails lately just about overall tone and sound development, so I figured instead of responding to them, I would just make a video real quick. There's two very important parts whenever you're developing your sound and your tone. The first part is the concept that's in your head, and the second part is execution. And developing that concept into the sound that comes out of your bell. So let's break those up for a second. Let's first talk about concept. The concept is, to me, the most important part of this whole process of developing your own tone and becoming an individual trombone player and having your unique sound. In order to develop this concept, you really need to expose yourself to as much great playing as possible. So start buying up professional CDs, watching YouTube videos, attend live concerts and recitals, even if that means you have to drive a little bit. Just soak up as much great playing as possible and listen to as many people as possible. Whenever I was growing up and whenever I was in college, the first two CDs I bought whenever I switched to bass trombone were Randy Hawes' Melodrama and Charlie Vernon's CD, and I just listened to those on repeat until I could memorize what their sounds on those CDs sounded like. And I knew that I wanted my sound to be some sort of a love child between their two sounds, just blended and just take the great qualities from every sound I've ever heard and sort of meld it into one. And that's what resides in my head whenever I play and what I try to accomplish whenever I create any sound on the instrument. Whenever you're thinking about this sound, you want to be able to describe it using as many adjectives as possible. Rich, singing, warm, lots of core, full, smooth, beautiful, fat, effortless, dark, centered, any of these and more. Be able to just describe it in as many ways as possible. The idea is that it's just the most beautiful sound you've ever heard. And what you want to do is you want to focus on that, you want to hear it, and then you want to turn up the volume on it as much as you can so that when you're playing your instrument, it's just as loud as can be. Let's talk about the second part. The second part is the execution of it. So you have this sound in your head, right? How do we get it onto the trombone? Fundamentals. All right, so you start with your fundamentals. You start with long tones, and I use my long tones exercises to develop my sound and to improve my sound and to just make daily adjustments to it to get it as close to that sound in my head as possible. So what you want to do is whenever you're starting on your long tones, and I like to start on B flat, bottom of the staff, you want to hold out B flat and see if you can get it to be the most beautiful sound you can possibly think of. First, you hear it, and then you play it. Okay, so it's going to be something like this. And notice that I didn't follow, just even in that little snippet right there, I didn't follow an exact exercise. I just want to spend time on each one of these notes, getting my air nice and consistent, nice and smooth, and trying to get that sound in my head to come out the bell. And I feel it's something I'll always be chasing, but I feel no matter what professional you ask, we're always trying to be better, trying to get closer to that perfect sound in our head. The next thing I do once I spend a lot of time on long tones, getting that sound on individual notes, is I want to take that sound and I want to carry it over to the entire range of the instrument. So I gliss a lot of scales, right? And I'll start where I like the sound the best. Pedal B flat for me. And what you want to do is you want to carry that through the entire register of the instrument. I take that up to B flat On top of the staff, arpeggiate back down. Then I'll start an octave higher and I'll work on my slurring, but at the same time trying to take that perfect sound that I'm trying to attain all the way up to B flat above the staff, back down, and then just continue down in every key you can. I usually start in B flat and I'll move with the slide. I'll go to A major, A flat major, G flat major, F major, and E major. Then I'll move to my minors. So that's how I develop the sound and then spread it to the rest of the instrument. A few other things, thoughts that I had about this. One idea was about maximizing resonance. A lot of people ask, well, I can get a good sound, but how do I make it a bigger sound? How do I make that sound I've created to fill the space that I'm in? And one thing that I've come to realize as I've listened to a lot of great players and asked them about their playing, and as I've tried to attain my best sound, what am I doing as well? And one thing you have to realize is that your lips are the instrument. These items right here are just amplifiers. So what you want to do is you want to keep your lips as free from the teeth as possible. Get your teeth far apart. Not so ridiculously far apart that your lips come out of the mouthpiece, of course, but you want to try and keep your lips off of what I call your teeth off of what I call the pillow of your lip. And I've got a little diagram here I want to show you real quick. See if you can see that. This is sort of my crude drawing here. These are your teeth and these are your lips. These are the parts of your lip that you use to vibrate, and I'm going to call that the sort of pillow of your lips. I try to keep my teeth far enough apart so that these can vibrate without anything on either side of them dampening that vibration. And I find that when I do that, I get the maximum amount of sound. So a good way to practice this is, again, glissing scales, starting in the pedal register, glissing up into your upper register, and what you want to try and do is keep your teeth far apart. As you ascend into the middle register and the upper register, don't let your teeth clamp down on the backs of your lips and reduce the amount of resonance you're getting. This is what it'll sound like if you do bring your teeth in. Now notice I'm already constricting the sound, and it's a much smaller sound even just as I reach the B flat on top of the staff. I don't even want to keep going because I don't want to hear what it's going to sound like. But if I keep my teeth open and far apart, and I keep the mouthpiece pressure at a minimum, just enough to create a seal. I don't need to put too much pressure on my mouth from my mouthpiece. And then keep my teeth far apart enough so that the lips can vibrate freely. This is the sound I get. And so it keeps a nice open sound throughout the registers, and I find that I get a very similar sound in all the registers, and it sounds like one player playing in every range. Anyways, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. My email is basebonebrian@gmail.com. Those are my thoughts today on tone and sound development. I just want to leave you with a quote from my teacher, Professor Mulcahy from Northwestern. He always said that it doesn't matter what you can do if you're not working with gold. Your sound is the material with which you craft your product. If you're not working with the finest material, then you can't hope to have the finest of products. So define your sound concept, execute it in your fundamentals, use it in everything you play, and just go for that sound that's made of pure gold in everything you do. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.